Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Big Fish Lad, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different than just show you fish. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about probably the last 18 months, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I have had a hell of a lot of messages on Instagram and a lot of comments on YouTube with people asking me, firstly, if I'm okay, and secondly, why am I getting rid of fish tanks? So I'm going to give you some context into that, guys. And you know what? This is your chance now. If you don't want to know, that's fine. You don't have to listen. It's fine. But I think sometimes it's harder to explain yourself over message or over comments. And you know what, when you have built a YouTube channel with a few people who watch, you build a little community and they like to know, as do I when I'm a community for someone else. So when Scott at King of Queen Cichlids was giving it up, I was interested to show him some support because there's a lot of nice people out there. So yeah, anyway, the reason I am where I am now and reducing stock and tanks, I'll be dead honest with you, I'm going to take you back to the beginning of lockdown. I think when we went into lockdown, it really changed my sort of like, I already had an obsession, but it changed my obsession with the way I was keeping fish, because I was working in this fish room, so I was here all day looking at the fish tanks around me, so I saw every imperfection. I'd said probably this time last year that I'd gone through a spell just before that where I just couldn't settle on what I wanted. Within lockdown there was nothing else to do, so I went through a little bit of a period of ordering loads of fish. I then fell out of love with my 7-foot fish tank, so I changed it. I was very inspired by Scott and Andy and a Cichlid Dojo, and I wanted to try and recreate what I loved watching about their channels, so I did. I then got COVID, so not just before I go into the COVID bit, I obviously built a YouTube channel in lockdown as well. So although all these changes are great for people watching, they're not necessarily great for me. So I got COVID obviously at the beginning of the year, at the end of last year, and you all know what happened there. I'm not going to go through that. And I came out of COVID with long COVID. I think when I came home from hospital, obviously the new thing that happened was Jo had got involved in my fish keeping hobby. She'd never even bothered with it before. She just run me to fish shops and stuff, but she's now involved in the fish. She has been doing my water changes up until now. Believe it or not, I only did my first lot of water changes last week. So she is now involved, so I've got to think about her as well, which is I'll go into a little bit later in the video. But obviously while suffering from long COVID, again I was stuck in the house and it was the same. The lockdown wasn't as bad then, but I was still stuck in the house, couldn't do anything, and I had got this tunnel vision, just like I did at the beginning of the lockdown, because it's the way I am. All my life I've sort of like suffered from a type of dyslexia, dyspraxia, so it's what I'm gonna do with anything. So I get obsessive about anything that I do. It's like now with me exercise, I'm getting obsessed with it. It's just me. I've always been like that. It's who I am. And then obviously through long COVID, I basically built more tanks and a couple of deaths, which really knocked me from 6 fish. The Texas, the Carpenters. Obviously I lost the Jag at the end of last year. That really knocked me. And then after speaking to my doctor, speaking to my consultant for the COVID, and my physio, I really wanted to sort of like beat long COVID, because there's not a lot of people know a lot about long COVID, and I would say to you, if you could go and learn and understand it, it's worth knowing about. There's not a lot to find out because people don't know, but the side effects from long COVID are unbelievable, and I suffered big time, and still suffer, but nowhere near as bad now. So I had to take time out. Now you see my videos in a certain kind of order, But a lot of this is now. This video is the here and now when I post it. A lot of the stuff is not coinciding with the videos, if that makes sense. Anyway, I had to think about Joe's sanity first. So I know a lot of people gave me advice on how, don't do water changes every other week. It's just, I do what I do and I am the way I am. So we were spending one day a weekend doing water changes and it just wasn't fair on her. But anyway, I've been down that road, and obviously I needed that day off work to concentrate on getting fit and healthy. I put all this weight on, and anyway, so we've done that, and I have felt, so I'm down to 4 tanks now. 4 tanks, that's all I've got. And Joe wanted one of the bigger tanks, which is this one behind me, so she wanted the other one of them in the living room as a display tank. So we are currently doing that for her, so I can't show you that yet because it's in the make. She can do water changes, she can do stuff, she can look after it, which is fantastic. But in my fish room, I have only got 4 tanks now. So we have got rid of a hell of a lot of fish. You can see this one behind me here. This is the community. So in this one here, we've just got the extra spear, we've got the green terror, we have got a Nicaraguan that Connor Cichlid gave me to it. We've got the little Robertsoni, we've got the Neotropolis, and we've got some Phoripsis aureus that you've not seen. But they've been in there for a while. And then we've got the Trimac, and we've got the Red Devils. We've also got another tank, which I'll do a video on at some point, of which I was going to take that tank down, but it's got a Rio Hondo Carpenters in it. Now, my friend Dave Cichlid, he's just took down his big American community tank, and he asked me if I'd take it. I think we know each other really well. I think he wanted to make sure that he could still see it, so I put it in that tank, kept that. I tried it in this one first, but there's too many fish, and the green terror and the Carpenters were fighting a lot, so I've kept that one going, and I've just put the Carpenters in it and a couple of plecos. But I'll do a video on that Rio Hondo Carpenters at some point. So yeah, that's all I've got. With the tank in the living room, we're going to do, well, we've already started it, we're going to do a big shoal of koi angels, and we've put the rainbow cichlids in there already, and we're going to put maybe a couple of other fish in there, and obviously some plecos. That's going to be a display tank for Jo, so she's going to pick the plants, pretty much. I picked the koi angels because she just said get some, and I picked them. I didn't go and spend a load of money. I had Predator Aquatics, so I just got 16 of them. They look fantastic, and like I say, it's a work in progress, so as soon as it starts to look anything decent, we'll do a video on Joe's tank. So yeah, that's where I'm at, guys, and I just wanted to do that video just to put some context. Whirlwind lockdown, and where I am, I'm loving life. I'm loving, we're doing a lot more hiking, we're climbing as well, so we're doing loads of climbing, and we're trying to do that 3 times a week. Yesterday I did the water changes for the first time since coming home from hospital, and it was hard, but I was still like, I can't bother doing this, and I've never been like that. So yeah, so at the moment the 4 tanks will stay. I don't really want to take any of the 4 tanks down, but I'm just going to say never, because the way it's going is I'm not necessarily enjoying the hobby as much as I was. I love doing this stuff on YouTube, and I love my Instagram channel, so we'll continue to do something. We've got some stuff coming. Obviously, I'm going to do a video on the Carpenters, and we'll do a video on Joe's tank in the living room. I don't want to do videos on what I've took where. We have got a video coming with what's happening to the female Trimac. She's not going, we're keeping her, but we're doing something with her. And all that's to come, so there's loads of stuff to come, guys. But right now, that's where my head is at. I just need to get fit and healthy, because the other thing, guys, as well, is although I'm double jabbed, it's Freedom Day. I'm actually doing this video on Freedom Day in the UK. I don't want to get COVID again. I don't want to take that risk. So being fit and healthy, losing the weight is the priority for me right now. And we'll go from there. We'll see where it happens. I do need to just calm down though on this hobby. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind lockdown, but we'll see what happens next. I'm not going to promise anything, but the stuff I've told you about with the videos are to come. And if you're still here watching, I've not bored you to death, thank you so much for everything that you do, because I know there's a community of people out there that show me a brilliant support, and that's in there, guys. That is why I keep doing these videos, and you know who you are because we talk often. I reply to every message on my videos, and I even have made some friendships with a lot of you, so it means a lot. So thank you so much. And I think that's it, guys. I think I've bored you enough, but I just thought I'd do that video. It's up to you whether you've watched it or not. Obviously right now you've obviously watched it if you have, so thank you so much, guys. I'm going to leave it there, so see you next time.